Hi. I was asked today about how to add items into the MMRs that happen all the time, so you don't have to keep typing them in over and over again. You can definitely do that. So when you're doing your MMRs and you get an invoice for the month, this normally what happens is you go to trucks, maintenance, events, and then you go to add the invoice. You just click the plus sign, find your invoice, and put it in there, put in the date that the maintenance happened, put in your truck. Now when you're putting your truck in, you can put it in by the truck name, the VIN number, or the unit number, but you have to find it in the truck list, so you're choosing it. Those are all drop downs. Then the next thing you have to do is you have to itemize it, right? So you click the plus sign, and this is where the person was saying, do I have to type this in every time? And no, you don't. So if you have something that happens all the time, you want to create it as a maintenance item up here, so you can just choose it from the drop down and then check include an MMR. If it's not in this drop down, then you're typing it in every time. So you're clicking you're checking to include in your MMR, and you're typing in replace batteries or whatever happened, or you're typing in what you want it to be on the MMR here, and you have to do that every single time. So to avoid doing that every single time, even if you're not doing maintenance in EBO, you'll want to use the maintenance events to keep you from having to type that in over and over again. So if you have an item like spare parts, purchasing spare parts, and you do that all the time, you could make it an item up here from the drop down and tell it what you want it to print on the MMR every time. So how you do that is you're going to go to configuration, get out of that, you're going to go to configuration, and then you're going to go to truck settings and maintenance items. You don't have to be using maintenance. You can just do this just for the MMRs. So if I wanted something new in that drop down for my MMR, I'm just going to click the plus new, and I'm going to type in what it is, spare parts. I'm going to say yes, I want to include that on the MMRs. And if you want what you want to appear on the MMR to be spare parts, leave this blank. If you want it to say purchased bulk spare parts, if that's what you want it to say on the MMR, you're going to type it in here. So now every time I pick spare parts out of that drop down under enter invoices, it's going to print purchase bulk spare parts on my MMR. You don't have to do anything down here. This is all for maintenance. If you're not doing maintenance, just use these maintenance items to help you out on your MMRs to make everything go faster in your MMRs. You don't have to type out something that you use all the time. Make it a maintenance item, choose it from the drop down when you're in entering invoices, tell it here what you want it to print every time. For example, you could name something PM. FedEx is not going to accept PM on your MMR. So put PM here, that's what you'll select out of your drop down when you're in the enter invoices, and then type in here the long description that they require every time you do a PM. That will appear. You don't have to type it in every time. And then click save. So that's what you need to do to be able to minimize your keystrokes, minimize what you're typing in every time when you're putting an invoice in. That's what you need to do. You need to make a maintenance item so that when you're in here, you can choose it from the drop down, and then just click the check include an MMR. You would just find it here, check that, click save. That's it. Much faster. I hope that answers your question. Thanks.